I want to start by saying something very honestly. I was not always someone who prayed on time. I was not disciplined. I was not spiritually strong. In fact, for a long time, I was just lost. And there was a phase in my life where I felt extremely lazy, confused, and disconnected. I did not have a job. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And every day felt the same, heavy, slow, and directionless. I would wake up late, scroll my phone, overthink everything, and then feel guilty for doing nothing. People around me seemed to be moving ahead in life, and I felt like I was stuck at the same place, watching time pass. During this phase, my relationship with God was very inconsistent. Some days I would talk to God, and other days I would completely ignore Him. And the worst part, I felt guilty even about that. I used to think, if I am not praying properly, will God be disappointed in me? If I am not disciplined enough, will God stop listening? So instead of feeling close to God, I started feeling distant and ashamed. I kept saying God questions. Why is nothing working out? What I am supposed to do with my life? And when will this phase end? But I was not really listening. I just wanted answers fast. And deep inside, I wanted to God to fix everything for me, while I stayed confused, scared, and inactive. Then one day, something very small happened. No big incident, no miracle. I was randomly scrolling and I came across a simple quote in a video. It said, "Do your hard work and leave the rest to God." That's it. Just one line. But for some reason, it stayed with me. That line made me realize something very important. Maybe God was not asking me to be perfect. Maybe God was not asking me to pray all the time. Maybe God was not waiting for fancy rituals. And maybe God was simply asking me to try, to do my part, to take responsibility for my effort, and to stop carrying the burden of results alone. And that day, something shifted inside me. I stopped forcing devotion. I stopped pretending to be spiritually strong. Instead, I started being honest. I started talking to God the way I talk to a friend. Sometimes complaining, sometimes crying, sometimes just sitting quietly. I told God, I don't know what I am doing. I don't know where I am going, but please, don't leave me. Slowly, I started changing various small things. Not big habits, not dramatic routines, just small efforts. Waking up a little earlier, trying to be consistent with my work, doing my best even when motivation was zero. And when fear came, I reminded myself of that one line. Do your hard work and leave the rest to God. Something beautiful happened after that. Life did not suddenly become perfect. Problems did not magically disappear. But my heart became lighter. I stopped feeling like I was fighting life alone. I stopped blaming God for everything. And I stopped blaming myself for not being perfect. I began to trust the process. I understood that God does not want forced prayers. God wants a real relationship. Even if you show up tired, even if you show up confused, even if you show up inconsistent, God does not expect perfection. He understands effort. And this is how my journey with God began. Not with strict discipline, not with fear, not with guilt, but with surrender, with honesty, with effort, with faith in small steps. And if you are watching this and feeling lost, if you are struggling with your career, your purpose, or your mental peace, if you feel guilty for not being spiritual enough, I want you to know this. You are not behind, you are not failing, and you are not definitely not alone. Sometimes God guides us very quietly through one line, one thought, one moment of clarity, and maybe this video is part of that guidance for you. Thank you for being here. This is just the beginning of my journey, and maybe yours too.